Hi guys, I'm here with one of my most exciting topics of video today. So I've been arting and crafting quite a lot recently. Some of it I'm really proud of, some of it's questionable, but most of it I'm really happy with it. So yes, I don't even know where to start. I have an old one that I want to show you because I did something with her and I really like her now. I'm actually really proud that I made her, and it's the giraffe. I just added a dress to her, basically, just scrap materials, all that I do to make clothing, just wrap material around them. I just think it makes her look so much cooler. I don't know why. Just adding a dress to her. Obviously didn't like her body. That was obviously the issue. So I now really like her. I'm really pleased with her now. So this is just my giraffe. She's had an upgrade. She's got dressed. She's no longer a nudist. So just look at her. Yeah, I really like her. I really like her face. I like the angle of her head. I just really like her. Just adding a dress to her. Simple, innit? Just do something different with it. Totally new vibes. So where the fuck do we start now? Because I've done so many things. Let's show the least of my favourites. Now, I really had a good vision with this one. I think I just caught the cable and moved the camera. I had a really good vision with this one. A steampunk aesthetic creature. It was supposed to be a deer, and for some reason I lost the vision of that halfway through without even thinking about it, and she turned into a fox. So it just completely, my brain switched off and saw it as a fox. So this one, oh, I wish I liked her more. She's very interesting, but I really am not pleased with that. I'm just not pleased with her. Like, the glue on the hair dried yellow. I don't generally like the hair on this one, and it was air dry clay, so I made her some goggles, but the craftsmanship is terrible because it's air dry clay. It's very brittle. You have to paint glue over it a lot of the time to stop it breaking off. Just, it's not a practical fucking clay at all, air dry clay. Yes, it dries on its own and it's cheap, but you can fucking tell it's cheap because the quality is terrible. So I really did a lot of interesting things with this one, but she bothers me. I don't know why. I don't like the style of the hair. I just think, I don't know, it just bothers me. Like, she's got boots on and everything. Really not great craftsmanship because it's made out of air dry clay, and I think you just have to work fast. Yeah, I painted stockings and everything on her. But I don't know what it is about her, whether it's because she's out of air dry clay, whether it's her design. I just don't know. But she bothers me. She's really not one of my favourites. I'm just glad I made it out of air dry clay and not polymer clay. When you make something from polymer clay and you're happy with it, and then you're not, because it can go from, I'm happy with this art project, to I looked at it the second day with fresh eyes and I hate it. And if you get that with polymer clay, God, is it heartbreaking, because it's not cheap. Polymer clay is so expensive. I don't know, just don't like her at all. I'm really sad about it. I think maybe I need to redo the clothing. Maybe I just don't like the clothing of her. I don't know. But she's got a tail. I made her a tail. It's quite cool. I never really made a tail before. I don't know why. She's really interesting, but she bothers me. I don't know if it's the angle of the face, the shape of the face. I think it's maybe the face shape. It's kind of square. There's something about the face of the shape. Something about the face of the shape that bothers me. Something about design bothers the fucking shit out of me. I tell you what it is. I can't pinpoint it. I don't know. Okay, so she was the third air dry clay thing I think I made. I think this one was the first one I made. I just make deers. I like deers a lot. So she's a deer again. See, the face on this one is more pointy, and she doesn't bother me. I think it's quite nice. She's got white eyelashes, shorter hair, little braids on the back. If I try to put bells on all my, I don't know why I have to have a bell on my dolls. It's just something that sort of happened. Yeah, there's the legs and everything. So I think she's quite cute. She's got way shorter legs than the rest of them. I like to give my characters quite long legs. I'm into long legs. I think it's because I don't have them. She's quite short legs. But I think she's quite cute. I think she's quite sweet. She's got little eyebrows, so she's quite cute. This is out of air dry clay. So you can make some reasonably okay things from air dry clay, but sometimes it don't work. But she's quite sweet. Short and cute. But yeah, I like her little short hair, and I just think she's quite pleasant and quite sweet. So I made a tiny little pair of heels for a doll a while ago. I don't have the doll no more. I just could not get on with her. She was too small. It just wasn't my thing. I just found that I couldn't do anything with her that I found desirable. So I sold her, but I made a tiny little pair of heels for her. And I really liked them. I thought they were really cool. So I made this doll just for these heels. Literally, that's why I made a new doll. Just because I wanted to use these heels because I really liked them. And she's one of my favourite little dolls. I say little. She's one of the favourite dolls that I've made, I must say. I'm really fond of her. She's a rabbit. I even painted underwear on her because her dress was short. I wanted it to be short to show her body off. She's absolutely, I love her so much. See, I just don't know what it is about this compared to that other one that I don't like, but I absolutely love this one. This is made from air dry clay. She does cross her ankles. It does bother me a bit. I love her eye shape and everything. This was the first time I did this eye shape. I did this eye shape on Kazooie and I really liked it, so I worked with it. And now this is kind of the eye shape I go for. It's easy to make, it's easy to add lashes to, and I think it looks really dreamy and cute. So I was claying with her and I really stress with air dry clay because I think you just have to be really fast. It just feels like it's drying out every second it's out of a container. So I just poked holes in the top of her head. I didn't put the ears on. I always put the ears on, check the angle. Do I like this angle? That's great, we'll go with that. But this I just poked 2 holes in the top, and then I worked on the ears, which were stuck to, I just left them stuck on the surface I was claying them on. I just left them stuck and just clayed the surface of them basically. So she was a real rush job. I just wanted to make a little doll for these heels, and I put the ears on. I was like, holy cow, the angle of them is absolutely great. I love it so much. The angle of the ears, absolutely perfect. Like, I think I planned it. They could just go there, top of the head, it's fine. I decided to give her fluffy ears. I just thought it'd be really cute. But yeah, I really like this one. So sweet. She's just, I love her face. I love her body shape. I love her really long legs. Just love her. Just keep looking at her like, oh, I really like her. She's so sweet. I really like her dress. Like, it's just a piece of material I had. I was like, that's a kind of cool shape. Let's go with that. I had it tied up so it was kind of like a boofy top, which also looked cute. But I like this shaggy style of clothing. Sometimes I just make something and I just hit it on the head, the nail on the head of, this is really great. This absolutely tickles me. Even one of the legs is really flat on inside, where I'd clayed it on a surface, and I just kind of put it together quite fast, and I just really, it's one of my favourites. I didn't really take time on her really at all. I did take time on her, but compared to some of the others, I rushed her together because I was in a panic. Get this done before it dries. It's instantly going to dry. Speaking of a waste of air dry clay, I made a rabbit, and we just won't even go there. It doesn't sit upright or anything. I just made it as a sitting sculpture, like my fluffy torsoed one. And no, I just absolutely dislike her so much. I just don't. I'm so sorry to her, but I really dislike her. I might show her off. It's an absolute fail, and it's made from polymer clay, and I'm really sad about it because I just don't like it at all. So yeah, okay. So I also made some busts, not boobs. Busts, so it's just the shoulders and the head. I just thought it would be interesting. So the first one I made is this beauty. Ooh, I really like it. I really like it. Beautiful face. Absolutely lovely. I just really like her. She's so sweet. I had to give her, even though she's not a giraffe, I had to give her giraffe style fluffy horns because I just had this vision that I'd make a bust of a deer and it would have fluffy horns, and that's what I did. And yes, yeah, I like this hairstyle because put it between the horns and it gives a little raised up bumpy fringe, and I really like that. But also have it down and it gives a cute little sweepy fringe. I just really like it. So yes, this is my first bust I've ever made, and yeah, I'm really pleased with her. I think she's ever so sweet. She's so cute. I really like her so much. So then I made a giraffe bust based on an art piece that I did. I did this picture of a really tall giraffe up through the clouds. So I put it here, take a picture of it. So I wanted to do something based on the face of this. So I did a very different face shape with this one. It's really cute. I won't be doing it again because I prefer my little hole in the face mouth style. I really prefer that, but it was really fun to try a different style, and it adds so much character to her, but it's not my style. It's cute, but it's not my style. It's not something I would want to repeat, but she's really nice anyway. So she's got a really cute, sassy, cheeky expression with a tongue, which I don't do, but I just wanted to try a different face shape to match the art that I did, and I don't hate her. I think she's really charming and sweet. Don't know what to do with this. I added it because I wanted her to have some sort of hair, so just little tufts down the back. Again, this is a different style to what I would do, but this is how the art was, so I kind of copied it. Sweet, huh? And she fits on the shelf, and she could dust the shelf above her, which is nice because of her fluffy horn. But like I say, a very different expression to what I would do. But I'm not mad. I like her a lot. I made a little deer bust because I was running out of clay, and I made it quite small because I was like, I don't know how far this clay is going to go. I have a little ball about this big, so I don't know what the hell I can make from this. Save it for next time. But little deer with legs up. Oh, isn't it sweet? So I didn't know these legs were going to hold up, because they're not held up with anything. It's just clay, because I can't do armatures. It just hinders me. It should help because it's supposed to strengthen things and give you a more solid base to craft on, but that's the trouble. Once the foil is there, I find it really difficult to get a shape that I want. It's so small, it's so simple, but I was like, I want to make something else that's a bit more like something I used to make. I used to do just a similar thing to this, but with more animal looking characters. So I wanted to make something a little bit like what I would do originally, but I think she's really cute. I really like her. So I'm really pleased that I made her. I'd like to make a bigger version of it, I think, in the future, a much bigger version. I think it would be really cute. So those are the ones that I made, which were experimental, some failures, but now I have to show something. I was like, I want to make a dragon doll. She has no wings at the minute and no tail, so is she really a dragon? To just say she's a dragon, it's fine for me. But I was like, I really want to make a dragon doll, really big one. I really want to take my time on. I've never made a dragon doll before. I've painted dragons, I've done art with dragons, but I've never made a doll dragon. I don't want to use air dry clay because yes, it does the job, but I really want it to be a very special doll. So I really took my time with this one. I was like, what colour do I want? I don't want to be purple, green. What colour do I want this dragon to be? Because it's so important, because I'm painting her. Just me and paints often don't work. The two giraffes are painted. They look all right. The bust, I think, is a bit orange. That's one thing I must say about it. It's a bit orange. Like, my doll is yellow. The doll one is yellow. So the orange hair and everything looks really good on it. But this is very orange. It kind of doesn't work. So if I was to change something, I'd make it more yellow. So painting, I can do it, but I'm very impatient, and this took a long time to wait for things to dry, and the coverage still isn't 100% perfect, but I was happy with it, so I went with it, because I just cannot stand painting stuff. It absolutely drives me crazy. I'm the least patient person. It's a terrible trait to have when you're an artist, because you need to be patient so often, and I'm not. Sometimes I'm like, I can't wait, and then a couple of days has gone by and I'm like, oh yes, I might be dry now, like in half an hour. Like, I can't wait for this, and I've kind of done something else and forgotten about it, and like, it's been 5 days later. So I could wait, actually. I just could wait. I just had to do something else. So let's show off. She actually has a really good costume as well. It's actually a doll skirt, and I was like, I don't want to wrap cloth around her. That's what I do with all my dolls. I like it, it's fine. But with this, it needs to be more special. So I had this black skirt, and I thought that could be a good length for a dress. And with a little added stuff, I cut up some leggings which had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. So I was like, these have to go. So I used that for the top. It looks really great. And then I just put the skirt over it, so it was a little bit longer. But I think I'm pleased with her. I don't know if I'm going to add anything different to her, but I really like her. I'm really pleased, because I really wanted to make a dragon I was really proud of. So this is her. I absolutely love the colour I went for. I was like, I want it to be a soft grey, a really light grey, but paints tend to dry darker than they look when they're wet. I didn't want it to be really dark. So I found a silver paint in my container, and I'm really glad I went for this colour scheme. She's silver and bronze, and I think she looks absolutely lovely. She's very dark around the eyes and stuff. And the horns came out the same colour kind of as her body. She has a little bit of green around the base. This paint was so dry, you would think I'd mixed it with sand. It I'm surprised it even worked at all. It's obviously very old, but I wanted to have a different colour accent at the bottom of the horn, so it's green. You can't really tell, but it's green, and it just separates it nicely. But I just really like her. Like, I added a tongue in there because I felt like she needed something in her mouth, but I don't know whether I'm going to remove it. It'll be easy to remove. I'll just put it in with PVA glue. But yeah, she's got a fluffy thing around her neck, like a fluffy fluff. Just fluff around her neck. Really, really adorable. I took inspiration actually from those dragons from that movie. These dragons get a lot of shit. I don't know what it is, but these dragons in this movie, I don't know what it is. Enchant them. I don't know what it is. I don't ever seen it. I've just seen these dragons hovering around. I really like the design of them, but apparently they get a lot of shit. I'm not sure why. I think the design, people think it looks cheap or shit or something, but I really like it, like that whole fluffy down the neck onto the head. So I kind of took inspiration from that. I actually wanted to give her grey hair, grey fluffy wavy hair, but I'd done that on the neck, so I was like, that's too samey, so let's just mix a colour in there. I might add more beads and stuff. Getting beads onto this is actually really hard. I kind of have to glue the ends so they're skinny and then chop that off later. She's got lots of hair and I absolutely love it. So this combination is so beautiful. Like there's shiny in there, there's pink, absolutely gorgeous. And I still kept the fibres which I originally wanted her hair to be. So yeah, she's cute. I wasn't sure if to give her symmetrical ears or lopsided, but the character, like I want my characters to have a lot of character, so that lopsided ear thing won, basically. She actually has boobs. I actually sculpted quite a realistic body. I didn't follow anatomy or anything. I just put things where I thought they would be. Like she has hip bones and everything, look. But I'm glad I gave her boobs. I thought it was really weird. She was one of those situations where I was like, have I made a mistake? Have I wasted my clay? Have I wasted my time? Because it took a long time for me to start liking her. The boob thing, I thought, is that just a bit freaky? But in a dress, it's the right decision. It just looks really great. It's a bit bumpy here because I gave her some moulded on scales and it kind of doesn't really work, so it's a bit bumpy here, but hey. But yeah, I really like her, to be honest. I'm really proud of her. I like the fact that she has like good clothes, like these look good. They're a proper skirt made by someone, so I used it and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't just wrap fabric around her. Maybe I would have tilted her head down a little bit. It's a little bit like this, and I like them to have a bit of a lean or a bit of a look down, but I've made dolls before. I've made the head look down a bit and I've really disliked it, so I just played it safe. I just think it could have looked down a little bit and it would have done it some favours. Just a little bit of a tilt down at the chin. It would have just added a little bit more character to her, and I kind of wish I'd done it, but it's too late now. It's way too late. Took a while on her, honestly. I really wanted her to be something I wasn't regretful for making, because this is a lot of clay right here. This is a lot of clay. This is a lot of paint. This is a lot of time. The legs do hang. I sculpted them on so they would hug her figure, but gravity, and these are heavy, so it don't really hold very well. You can see it's cracked here, but it's fine. I really don't care. So she's pretty amazing, actually. This paint is sticky though. It remains sticky. It's really horrible. It's dry, but it's sticky. I just wish I tilted the head down a bit, because looking at it on here, I realize how much it bothers me. It's too safe. I like a bit character. I like them to look down to the sides. I like them to be a little bit lopsided, and she's just completely bolt, like just completely fine. She doesn't want a double chin. She wants to just avoid that. Still really proud of her. I think it looks worse on camera than looking at her in person. So this is what I've been doing. I just wanted to show it. I've done a lot of shit with clay recently. I like her body shape and everything. She's come out really perfect. Like, she's got quite thick arms. I love it. I think it's really great. So, and I'm glad I gave her boobs, because it really gives her more of a shape, and I think it's really cool to do that. I know a dragon really wouldn't have boobs, but it's aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? It looks way better to give them boobs, like the Zoras and Zelda. Why would they have boobs? Because it looks nice, basically. Anyway, I just wanted to show my art. Thank you if you stopped in. I'll edit it, try and keep it as short, because at the minute it's 36 minutes. It won't be when I edit it. At the minute it's 36 fucking minutes long. And that's not okay for art that is averagely good. I'm really proud that I made something I didn't regret. Let me show that rabbit, because I have to do it. I just have I just don't, like, she was an experiment. I thought, let's make her some ears that move, that aren't made of clay, which is just out of fabric. She doesn't sit down right for starters, like the way she moulded in the oven, because I couldn't sit her down right. I didn't really know how to do it. But the way she moulded in the oven makes her impossible to sit up without something behind her. The hair just started off with white hair, didn't have a lot left, and even adding this hair didn't help. I just don't know why she turned out so bad. This is polymer clay here. Imagine what I could have made with this clay. I'm so sad about it because it's not her fault. It's not her fault I was on drugs that day. I decided to make her. Just really sad about her. Like, she's always doing gangster signs in their arms. Can you stop that shit? Like, I think I put the arms on wrong. It's just not right. She's not right. I just don't know what to do with her. I just don't think there's any salvaging this thing. Like, even her face, I think the eye makeup's wrong, because I always go for the bronzy tone. It just looks better. I've gone for pink and it just looks really bad. The eyes are higher as well, so the eyes lower. I think that's also a thing. The eyes are too high. I like my eyes to be lower. It's my style with my little weird wonky, but it's my style. I just don't think there's any fucking help in this one. I just don't know what to do with. It's just sad that this is clay I cannot get back, and it's something that's just gonna either go in the bin or I'm just gonna keep in the cupboard because I can't bear her little face to look at me like that when I'm throwing her in the trash. Maybe I'll make a video once of me doing something with her. That could be interesting. Trying to fix my mistakes. Even just this clay that has been wasted in the legs and the arms and the body. I could have done something really good with that, and I've done something that is, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, I okayed this. I was like, yes, that's good enough to put in the oven and bake. Why? Why did I think this was okay? Anyway, I'm gonna go. God damn. Thanks for stopping in. Bye now.